Boom, hey internets. Asking questions is important right now so I can try to figure out what I can give you guys answers to. As all of it has been on my brain, there's been a lot going on. I don't have to premise with everything that's going on worldwide right now. I think March, April, May, this whole time in 2020 is going to be historic for everyone. I've been talking on the channel about things that we can do in this time that we have. For companies that have already launched and they're just in a dead stop right now, I think it's a tough time. It's going to be tough following this. For businesses that were already established, it's going to be a tough time for them. It's going to be very difficult for any kind of startup, especially if you weren't seeing traction before this. If it's still something you want to take from side hustle to passionate career, you're dedicated to doing this, I just want to say everything is going to change after this. So I'm going to follow that tightly. I'm talking about the markets, retail, brick and mortar is going to be devastated, just the employment numbers alone. And so when we're dealing with something like an apparel company that's very much an accessory already, right? It's not an actual need. You could go to Walmart and cover your body with a t-shirt and get a cheap pair of jeans and a hoodie, what have you. So dealing with something that's an accessory to what most people need is already kind of difficult. It's already a competitive field, a competitive industry. So I would tread carefully. This is generally speaking. I wouldn't expect to have super stellar sales with the company. I think what you can do in this time is try to get equity and mind space with people with the brand. Every company that I know that's marketing right now is giving a heavy discount. I think the ones that are winning are education. This is a great time to do online courses because most of us are kind of stuck at home. I've made other videos where I talk about you can deep dive into the planning phases, especially marketing. There's like an infinite amount of hours that you can spend really well in kind of just the planning phases and putting a production and marketing calendar, going deep on influencer marketing and putting all of your charts and your Excel sheets together for that. If you already have product out, I think a good thing to do is try to look out for people with your brand. People are selling at a high discount. I would maybe offer that. One thing is maybe getting in there with your storytelling and your marketing to people who you really care about and you really connect with. Let's say, for example, a whole industry that you've worked in before is affected by it, or maybe you have a cause, like single mothers, for example. Maybe you have different promo codes for different items, right? So all of the women's apparel that you have has a special code for single mothers, or just anyone that wants to purchase at this time, where you have a super, maybe use it as a loss leader almost as well, so that if they purchase your brand, it's basically going to the point where you're losing money. This strategy that I'm talking about, or the ideas, the concepts that I'm sharing in this video, are not necessarily making money. I don't think it's necessarily the right mind state for where America and the world is in at this moment with all the crazy shifts that are going on. But I think people are online more than ever. So I think the gesture of genuinely wanting to help people can push the visibility of your brand further. Thinking of different causes where you can donate apparel would be huge. So putting storytelling around that and making sure people know that you're giving, using your brand as a vehicle, is a way that you could win in people's minds and hearts right now. And that's not getting you, that's not moving you too much on the profit side of your P&L statement, but I would just put it in marketing, consider it promotional. That's the line item I would put it under. But in this day where a lot of people are basically lounging on their social media, it's a good thing that you could do to tell a story where you could bring some help, some joy to people, and kind of just be in a place of helping other people and using your brand as that vehicle to help in just the humanitarian part of things. So within there's a million things you could do. So on the commerce side, just super duper big sales. And if you want to be specific about promo codes, maybe to different audiences that your brand and your brand story really speaks to, that's something that can be effective in those kind of sub-demographics and those niches of people. If you go that route, I would reach out to a couple influencers and say, hey, I have a brand here. I think we speak to the same audience. You're within that video I did about influencer marketing. Watch that video, so you should have that sheet all together. Contact one of the people who you've pre-selected there and say, hey, I want to work with you. I honestly want to give my product to people who are really in need. So if you can help me spread that message, and you know, that'd be a great way to promote any good solid influencer with a heart, and then with that wants to help with a company that has good product, should be able to say yes to that. If you have already launched your brand, you have brand and you have stock, you know, if you're having trouble moving it, then it's gonna get tougher. That the truth is, it's gonna get tougher to move now. So I think it would be a good time to put it on the promotional side of maybe marketing for your P&L statement. So hope that helps. Comments, questions, please drop them all down below. Follow me on social media when you get a chance. You can text me your questions as well. It's the easiest, fastest way for me to get your message. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.